Good morning. Today is the 31st day of November 2025. Kumar Menon here to speak on health insurance, especially today, the group health insurance policy floated by State Bank of India General Insurance Limited in association with KM DASTUR and Company. There are two policies mainly. There is a base policy and there is a super top-up policy. The super top-up policy is also sponsored by bank retiree associations, a number of retiree associations affiliated to various retiree associations. So I will divide my delivery into two aspects. First, I'll speak about State Bank of India General Insurance super top-up first, and immediately thereafter compare it with State Bank of India General Insurance base policy. So the thing is, immediately you can understand the difference and the variations and keep that in mind. I think the majority would have taken the super top-up policy variation because as far as bank retirees are concerned, most of them will try to avail the Indian Banks Association base policy and then top up with State Bank of India General Insurance Limited. One aspect I would like to tell you now itself is that because every time I will not be repeating the full State Bank of India General Insurance like that. Instead of that, I'll be giving only just the SBIGIL. Only I'll be mentioning that only, because otherwise it'll take up a lot of our time. That's why. Okay, please bear with the difficulty, but you'll be able to clearly differentiate between the two. I'll mention only SBIGIL. So coming up first with the base policy. This base policy is there even now, but it is managed by, till day end, it will be managed by Digit Insurance. And from 1st of November, that is from tomorrow onwards, 1st of November 2025, it will be State Bank of India General Insurance Limited super top-up that will be taking over. So in that sense, State Bank of India super top-up is a renewal policy, whereas the base policy introduced by them is a fresh policy. So that is the main difference. One is renewal, the other is fresh. The period of operation of both the policies are from 1st of November 2025 to 31st October 2026. That is a covered period. Both are group policies. It can be availed by spouse, that is self and spouse, that is one entity. The other is only self, in where spouse is no more. So either way, that is the same for all the policies. There is another peculiarity is that there is no age restriction. Even if you are 105 years old, you can join the scheme. While you join the scheme, you have to mention the name of the association because it's an association policy, and the name of the bank from which you retired or from the organization you retired, that has to be mentioned. And there is a peculiarity which I will mention in detail. There is a threshold, otherwise called deductible limit, for the State Bank of India General Insurance Limited super top-up policy. The super top-up only policy has three variables. One is it has a threshold limit of 3 lakhs. Another one, a threshold limit of 4 lakhs, and another one with threshold limit of 5 lakh. These are sub-limits. The coverage is from 1 to 7 lakhs. You can choose either 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, or 7 lakhs. In the case of the base policy, there is only one choice. That choice is for base policy of rupees 5 lakhs only. Okay, while speaking about this, many might have taken the Indian Banks Association policy, where for the base policy, there is a choice of 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, and 5 lakhs, 5.25 lakhs. So I think most of the award staff retirees will be taking either 3 lakh policy or 4 lakh policy. There, they should be very careful when they choose the super top-up version, because they should choose, suppose you have taken a base policy of 3 lakhs, you should specially select the 3 lakh threshold deductible limit policy. Those who have taken 4 lakhs should apply for the super top-up with 4 lakh deductible, that is threshold limit. And those who have taken, say, most of the officers, the limit is, they should opt for state SBIGL, GAL policy with 5 lakh deductible. You can choose any of the limits from 1 lakh to up to 7 lakhs. This year, unlike what is existing now today, just previous policy, earlier they used to offer from 1 lakh to 10 lakhs. But this year, they have restricted it, and at present, they are offering only limit up to 7 lakhs. There is a reason behind it, because from experience, the insurance company learns that those who apply for 10 lakh super top-up limit, normally they expect such persons will make the full claim of 10 lakhs. I mean, they'll be having comorbid conditions or some reason why they are choosing that full 10 lakhs. So when a study is conducted, the insurance company found that the claim ratio for those who have availed 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs, and 10 lakhs, it is very high. Suppose their premium investment is rupees 100. Just for comparison, I am telling you, the claim will be 300%, 300 rupees. So that is a high risk area for the insurance company. So they have reduced the limit to maximum 7 lakhs. For base policy, naturally, that doesn't apply. It is a 5 lakh policy. I was telling you about the rationale behind removing that 8, 9, 10 lakh limits for the super top-up. So another factor, for both the policies applicable, there is a slight difference. In case of super top-up policy, the pre-hospitalization period is 30 days, whereas the post-hospitalization period is 90 days. But in the case of the base policy, the pre-hospitalization period remains the same, 30 days, but the post-hospitalization period has been reduced and it is for 60 days only. Then, coming to the room rent issue. For State Bank of India General Insurance Limited, single room AZ is the limit. There is no specified, it should be 3,000 or 5,000 like that. There is nothing like that. But the condition is that the room rent should be restricted to single room AZ. Whereas coming to the base policy, the room rent ceiling is 3,500 rupees. Please note the difference. And again, coming to super top-up policy, for ICU admission, the actual rent, which normally does include nursing charges also, the actual rent is paid in the case of super top-up policy. But for the base policy, the ICU limit is fixed at rupees 7,000 per day. The problem with, as far as possible, you please restrict the room rent, try to restrict the room rent, because if you go in for a high-end room, then proportionate rates will apply. I will explain it further. Suppose, suppose your room rent ceiling is rupees 5,000, as in the case of the IBA policy. If you take a room for 6,000 or 7,000, which is beyond 5,000, then proportionate charges will apply. Proportionate charges applying, that means a lot of amount you will have to pay out of your own funds. Insurance will not cover the proportionate rents arising on account of higher room rent. So you have to be very careful. But there are 3 items where proportionate charges do not apply. I'll mention what are the 3 items. One is pharmacy cost, consumable cost, that will not vary. That's all fixed, because each time, depending on the person, the hospital cannot increase or decrease the rates, pharmacy rates and consumable rates. And the second one is implants, cost of implants, medical devices. So there also, the hospital has a fixed rate schedule. And finally, for diagnostics, for tests and other such things, the rate will not vary according to the room chosen. These 3 items mentioned just now, their proportionate rates are not applicable. That is the same with base policy also. But another thing, for the super top-up policy, for ICU hospitalization, these proportionate rates will not apply in the case of super top-up policy, whereas it will apply in the case of the base policy. Now, coming to super top-up policy, what I would like to stress is that there is no disease-wise limit. That is, whereas for the base policy, I will read out the specific diseases where capping, that ceiling, applies. But for super top-up, it is not there. that I will delve into detail at a later stage during the presentation. Then, for both the policies, pre-existing diseases are covered from day one. Even if you have some other comorbid conditions, you need not worry. You will be covered from day one. Then again, another good thing is that there is no 30-day waiting period. Normally, once a policy is chosen, they give a 30 days gap for the first claim to arise. No, it is not there here in both the policies. From day one, from November 1st, 2025, you are covered under this insurance. Ambulance charges also another factor. It is the same for both policies. It is the amount is rupees 2,500. Then another common factor we normally use in India is alternative medicine covered under Ayush scheme. It could be Ayurvedic, it could be homeopathic, Unani, Siddha, and things like that. So there, in the super topper policy, minimum 24-hour hospitalization is insisted upon. Here there is a major difference when coming to the base policy. In the base policy, Ayush treatments are covered only up to 25% of the sum insured. Please note this in particular. If you are availing from the base policy of State Bank SBIGIL, Ayush treatments are covered only up to 25% of the sum insured. It is not the bill amount, 25% of the sum insured. I am restating that again. Then coming to terrorism related hospitalization, say some bomb issue, explosion and things, injuries like that. Super top-up policy covers terrorism related treatment, injuries sustained during a terrorist attack, whereas this is not covered by the base policy. Then another factor for the super top-up policy, internal congenital diseases are covered. That is what you call by birth. There will be some internal congenital diseases from the day one itself. I mean, when from the birth date, it will be there. It is covered by both the policies. Then coming to the TPA, a very important factor, third-party authority, which is servicing the policy. The third-party TPA appointed as on date is, it may sometimes change, it may not change, but what they have published is that for both policies, the TPA is Volo Health Insurance TPA Private Limited, VOLO. Earlier, this TPA, I mean, it was known as East West Insurance Assist TPA Private Limited. That got amalgamated, and now the company, parent company, is named as Volo Health Insurance TPA Private Limited. And when you go to their site, you'll find the details. If you type Volo Health Insurance TPA, it will also mention formerly it was East West Insurance Assist TPA Private Limited. This company is based in Delhi. Most of their offices are in the northern area, but their branches are there in major cities like Chennai, Bangalore, and Visakhapatnam and such areas. But unfortunately, in Kerala, as on date, Volo TPA doesn't have a branch office. Those residing in Kerala, it's their hope that soon Volo will open an insurance TPA desk in Kerala also. That is our wish. Maybe a bit selfish wish, but still it's a wish. Another advantage with the State Bank of India GAL policy, super top-up policy, and for base policy also, they have one of the biggest network hospital system in India at present existing. Because of the size of the State Bank of India General Insurance, normally that can be expected. The cashless network hospitals number nearly 1 lakh, 17,000, nearly 17,000 network hospital. To be specific, 16,625 network hospitals are there to take care of both the policies. I will just make a comparison here, though I don't intend to compare the IBA policy with the State Bank of India policy, group policies. Still, I will make a mention here. IBA policy is managed by National Insurance Company. Their network is only around 6,000 hospitals. So just compare the coverage. Then claim has to be submitted for both the policies. Once admitted, claim submission is within 30 days of discharge. Once you are discharged, if it is a reimbursement admission, you have to submit all the required papers within 30 days. Don't exceed the number of days. Because what I find normally is for claiming the post-hospitalization bill, many of the persons who have insured wait for 90 days to be completed so that they can make all the claims together. Please don't do that. Every 30 days, try to see that the bill is dated not more than 30 days. I mean, what is purchased. Normally, hospitals prescribe for either 15 days or 30 days only. They don't prescribe post-hospitalization pharmacy items for 90 days. After about 30 days, there will be normally a review after 15 days or 30 days. So accordingly, what I would suggest is, in the case of after discharge, immediately submit the pre-hospitalization bills, and what remains unpaid from the cashless system, you can also claim as reimbursement. That should be sent first, and post bills as and when it happens. Please don't wait for the consolidation for the end of the period. Apply as soon as, maybe you may have to apply 3 times, 4 times. That doesn't matter. Don't keep the bills unnecessarily with you. Submit whatever expense is encountered. Submit the bills for that. That's what I would say should be done. Then, once admitted to the hospital, you have to report your admission within 7 days for both the policies. The time given. Normally, we say intimate the TPA or the insurance company as soon you are admitted as inpatient, as that will be prudent, because don't wait for 7 days. But if that happens, if such a situation is there, that is tolerable. It doesn't matter. Intimate on the first day. Once you become an inpatient, immediately inform. Normally that is done because, as I will tell you, there are 2 routes for getting the payment. One is the cashless route, that is cashless is given in network hospitals, and immediately on admission, normally the hospital insurance desk will submit the uh, request for availing cashless, specifying the disease, the expenses they expect to be charged, uh, the certificate from the treating doctor about other conditions of the patient. So normally in cashless hospitalization, the hospital will do the job of intimating the TPA. Whereas if cashless claim, if the treatment is not done in a network hospital, then you yourself or your bystander has to intimate the uh, date of admission, TPA card details and other things, because unless that is done, and if you, without intimating the TPA, if you submit all the bills, they will say you have not reported this admission. Don't get into that such sorts of unnecessary avoidable issues. Another thing is, see, if you have taken both super top up and base policy from SBIGIL, or if you have taken both policies from State Bank of India insurance company, you are eligible for a discount. That discount amount for 2 persons will be about 2,360 rupees. That will be less if you have taken both the base and super top. Whereas for a single person, if it's a single person, the discount will come to about 3,643 rupees. That is an offer they have made. But this discount, please note, is available. I am again restating the fact. It is available only if base policy of SBI General Insurance Limited is taken. That 5 lakh base policy. Another thing, another difference between super top up and base here is, in the case of organ transplant, the super top up policy, it covers donor expenses. Super top up covers donor expenses. That is, while removing the organ, the donor will also have to be hospitalized, and his expenses will be met from the super top up policy. But this cover is not available for organ transplant from the base policy of 5 lakhs. That's a significant difference. Another thing common to both is that the organ cost will not be insured. I mean, organ cost will not be paid. That has to be borne by the patient or some organization, charitable organization, or some such person. They will not, because the cost will be very high. That's why they are not bearing the organ cost has to be self-borne. That's what I would like to say. Then coming to advanced medicine, you have to be very aware of that and be careful while choosing advanced medicine, which is popular these days. The items to be kept in mind is that, or if you're availing from super top up, or if you're availing from base, there is a slight difference. The major difference is that if you're going for advanced medicine, the treatments I will specify here below in detail, there you will get the reimbursement. I mean, whatever it be, by the method, cashless or reimbursement, you will get only 50 up to 50% of the sum insured from top up That is, suppose it is not the procedure cost. Please note, you can avail maximum only up to 50% of the sum insured. I will illustrate with a simple illustration. If you have chosen a 2 lakh super top-up policy, you will get coverage only up to 1 lakh. The diseases I will specify, and there is a significant difference in the base policy of SBIGAL. There, it is fixed. That is, advanced medicine, there is a co-pay clause. There is a co-pay clause of 50%. That is, for the treatments I am going to mention below, you will have to meet 50% of the cost. That's the difference between base and super top-up here. Then, by advanced medical treatments, what are the cases, diseases where you will get only 50% of the sum insured? That is, one is uterine artery embolization, otherwise called as HIFU, high intensity focused ultrasound. So this is a tumor related treatment. The second, next is, I will not be mentioning second A, B, C like that. The next is balloon sinuplasty. That is a method for treating sinusitis related complaints. Then deep brain stimulation, which is used for treating as an advanced procedure, classified as an advanced procedure. That is for Parkinson's disease and the now very common OCD, almost that is widespread. OCD, that's a mental condition. There also deep brain stimulation is there, where you will get only from, can avail only from the 50% of the sum insured. Then oral chemotherapy, normally for cancer, there also this restriction applies. Or it applies in the base policy for immunotherapy monoclonal antibody to be given as an injection for cancer. There, this restriction is there. Then intra-virtual injections. That is retina treatment related, that particular disease. Then robotic surgeries, also this restriction is there in the super top-up policy. But strangely, it is not in base policy that robotic surgery is not mentioned. That means it is covered. It is robotic surgery is not mentioned, and we expect that normal rates will be reimbursed. Hence, we can say that robotic surgery is covered without restriction in the base policy. Or if there is any restriction, they will charge for normal treatment the expenses incurred that could be given as from the base policy. That's the only difference I found, because I found robotic surgery not mentioned in the base policy as a restriction, as a restricted new procedure, whereas it is mentioned specifically in super top-up that only up to 50% of the sum insured will be covered. Okay. Then stereotactic radiosurgeries, brain tumor, that is related to brain tumor treatment. Then bronchial thermoplasty, I am just referring and telling you because these are all technical terms. Bronchial thermoplasty is used for severe cases of asthma treatment. Then, very common for aged males, prostate treatment. this specific treatment, vaporization of prostate, otherwise called as green laser treatment or holmium laser treatment, their restriction is there. So be careful to recheck from the hospital insurance desk the rates and such other things. Another area is IONM. To fully state the matter, intraoperative neuro monitoring, that is a continuous monitoring of the nervous system, normally while in ICU admission. There also this will apply. And the last one, as far as super top-up is concerned, and as far as base policy also, is stem cell therapy. Though naturally we cannot call stem cell therapy a new modern medicine treatment. It has been there in existence for a number of years, but still the restriction applies. Stem cell therapy is used to replace damaged tissue. There also this restriction will apply. So I have mentioned in detail what is applicable for super top-up and for base. Base, please beware. The main restriction disadvantage, I would say, is that if availing from base policy, 50% copay is compulsory. Then another by birth induced disease, external congenital disease. While born itself, the newborn will be having this, in some cases, external congenital diseases. That is covered in the super top-up, whereas it is not at all covered in the base policy. That is, I would say, defects at birth itself. And here also, I am telling you again, it is not covered. External congenital disease is not covered by the State Bank of India General Insurance Limited at all, whereas this is covered from super top-up for the following cases. That also I will mention, which are the following cases. Inguinal and abdominal hernia for life-threatening conditions. That is opening the groin area for inguinal abdominal hernia. Another specification the insurance company has made in between, reading between the lines, you should be very careful. They will give reimburse expenses for external congenital diseases only if in life-threatening conditions only they will pay. Otherwise, they will not pay. Always you have, once you purchase a policy, however expensive it be or however cheap it be, you have to go verbatim, line by line, and understand the conditions. Otherwise, you will be losing a lot of money. Another external congenital disease covered by the super top-up is caudal regression syndrome. That is, it's a spine-related treatment. Then I will mention the next one, imperforate anus. That is, in newborn, missing anus. Treatment related to that. Spina bifida. That is, says spine-related treatment. That's all I would say here. Then congenital cataract. That is, as by birth, if there is a defect for the retina, that is called congenital cataract, a cloudy lens syndrome. There also this restriction applies. Coming to the next and last, bicoronal craniosynthesis, otherwise called by birth fused skull bones. That's a all these I have just mentioned will be covered only if it in life-threatening conditions. That is specifically pointed out in the policy. In such cases only, it will be covered. Then coming to the most important part, there are limits on diseases. I told you about the first limit, that is on the room rent. Especially those bank retirees who have availed the IBA-based policy should remember that the room rent limit, which includes nursing charges, is 5,000 rupees. Likewise, in the SBI General Insurance, there is no limit if availed from the super top-up for diseases. There is no caps provided if availed from the super top-up. But if availed from the base policy, there is capping. Capping is there in the base policy of State Bank of India General Insurance Limited. And I'll read out it because it's very important. What are the ceiling amounts? One is the first one, unilateral total knee replacement, including implant, cost of implant. That is limited to a capping of 1,45,000. Then unilateral total hip replacement, including transplant. There also the limit is 1,45,000. Then base policy, another limit is cataract, including cost of lens, that is 30,000 rupees. Then age-related macular disease, ARMD commonly, there the limit ceiling is 30,000. Angiography, heart-related, the ceiling is 20,000. For hernia, the cap amount is 75,000. Then for appendectomy, it is 75,000. For hydrocele, it is 50,000. For piles, 50,000 rupees. For lithotripsy, it is 75,000 rupees. For hysterectomy, 75,000 rupees. So these are the limit restrictions in the policy. Coming back again to another subject I mentioned earlier, that is threshold limit in super top-up policy. I told you there are three limits: threshold limit 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, and 5 lakhs. Those who have availed base policy of 5 lakhs should select from the threshold limit of 5 lakhs. That rate should apply. So be careful while applying for super top-up policy. See, where threshold limit is 5 lakh, the premium will be lesser. And if the threshold limit is selected as 4 lakhs, I mean, for those who have taken base policy of 4 lakhs, cover of base policy of 4 lakhs, the slightly it will be more. And if the threshold limit is 3 lakhs, it will be much more. So select from the base policy threshold. If you have taken a 4 lakh base policy, select the 4 lakh threshold limit policy, because after exhausting the base policy of 4 lakhs, you only then you can avail from the super top-up. I will tell you here again, repeat one here again. That is State Bank of India General Insurance has only a 5 lakh base policy, whereas there will be IBA policy has 3 lakh base policy and 4 lakhs. So while selecting the super top-up, check the rates and select. I will just read out one example only. Suppose you are choosing a super top-up from SBI GIL for 3 lakhs. For 2 persons, the premium amount will be 13,432 for 2 persons. If it is for a single person, the premium amount is 7,902. This is applicable for threshold limit of 3 lakhs. Suppose again you are selecting from a 4 lakh threshold limit For a 3 lakh super top up, the premium will be 10,789 for 2 persons. For 1 person, 6,347. And suppose you are selecting the third and final option with the threshold limit of 5 lakhs. For a 3 lakh super top up, the premium for 2 persons is 8,632. Suppose it is for 1 person, it is 5,078. So another common thing I will mention for both policies, the payments are to be made to State Bank of India General Insurance Company Limited only. The payment, check, or the payment direct gateway online payment should be made to SBI General Insurance Company Limited. In the case of online payments, immediately on receiving the payment, State Bank of India General Insurance will send you an email stating that the amount has been received. And the next day, very next day, the facilitator, KM DASTUR and Company, will send you an email stating that who all are covered, their age, nominee selected, and things like that. A summary will be getting. You will be getting this in online. It is easier and quicker if physical check is given, and if a physical application is given, maybe that response will be a bit more delayed. And now certain cases are there because there is often complaint checks presented have not, checks given along with the hard copy of the application has not been processed yet. We do not get, our account has not been debited. Then other cases, State Bank of India has not informed details of credit and other things. These are being sorted out one by one and will be addressed in the coming days. Any issue at present, as per the status at present, you have to contact the KM DASTUR office directly by phone or email and state your problem in full with proof and tell them, request them to resolve the matter. Always give email ID and your mobile number. Both are essential. Otherwise, you will have to go and visit the hospital physically. I mean, the KM DASTUR office physically and explain the matter, which is a very difficult thing because they have offices in 23 places in India, out of which one office in Kerala I will specifically mention. Other things you can find out from the list because otherwise the presentation will drag on if I start mentioning all the 23 branches. In Kerala, at Trivandrum there is a KMD office, and at Cochin also, near Kadavantara, Panambalam Nagar, they do have an office. I think I have covered most of the issues relating to SBI general insurance details. Not only issues, but also details of the policy. I know the presentation is a bit long, but unfortunately, it cannot be shortened because in that case, many of the things it would not be possible to cover or explain in detail. So bear with the time taken. Hear me when time permits, because content presentation is these days rarely people don't have the patience to read, understand, or view all the details. And the chance is they will always go to the entertainment section of social media that is more important for them. But I would advise, as far as possible, these are matters that affect you financially. You should be aware of the implications and act accordingly. I'm not here to make any comparison between policies or companies or anything of that sort. But as a consolation, I can tell you, State Bank of India General Insurance Limited is in the private sector field one of the biggest giants operating in India, and they are redressing most of the claims. I mean, all the up to they have a claim. 98% of the complaints are resolved by State Bank of India General Insurance Limited, which is one of the highest standards in the industry right now. The thing is, I don't say this is a State Bank of India General Insurance is a cheaper alternative to some other policies which are expensive. That is the main thing, but it's a group policy. Technically, there are some issues. I will not go into that also in detail because that is actually sub judice. The case retiree associations have demanded for 0% GST to be charged in the case of these group policies, saying that their arguments are there. I'm not going into that also. That hearing is today. It's a crucial day. If GST is exempted, it has been exempted with a stay order immediately. None of the organizations have collected the GST portion, though even if they have collected, they have not remitted to the insurance company the GST portion. But in the case of SBI, there is all the organizations joining at present till the court judgment comes and things change, situation changes, ground reality changes. When you apply GST, it is the SBI General Insurance application premium amount is inclusive of GST at the rate of 18%. So with that, I will leave. Another, while filling up the application, whether online or as hard copy, always give a nomination as far as possible. Make one of your children the nominee. Don't input the name of the applicant or spouse because they are already covered under the policy, and again you don't have to nominate them. Though technically there is no objection in nominating either one of the applicants, actually it doesn't make sense. It's better to nominate a trustworthy person or one of your children as a nominee, because previously some incidents have happened where both the husband and spouse have died in an accident, and nominee was not there. The husband had named the spouse as nominee, and when both of them died in an unfortunate accident, this is not one case, there are several cases like that. Again, you have to go to court and get the legal heirship certificate and cumbersome procedure, which better avoid. And this is a common mistake I see in all the applications. Husband will name the wife, wife will name the husband as nominee. Try to avoid that. So legally, there is no bar on such nomination. Now, to apply for the State Bank of India General Insurance Limited, I'll be providing below my video presentation the link. From that, you can apply. If you have applied last year, it is a link of KMD, DASTUR and Company. If you have applied last year, once you input your mobile number, all the previous data will be shown. But here, you have to make changes where required, input new data where required, otherwise it will be pre-filled. Suppose you are new to this policy, you are not joined, you will have to input all the data, only a few, nothing much, name of spouse, your name, age, date of birth, mobile number, email ID, nominee's name. Then if suppose online, you will come to the gateway, payment gateway. If you're doing it on desktop or mobile, please be aware that online payment system is registered. That is, online payment should be done using net banking, UPI transactions are allowed, Google Pay is allowed, card payments are allowed, either debit or credit cards. All such operation things are allowed and enabled. Please ensure that it is enabled. Otherwise, your application will be incomplete. And State Bank of India General Insurance Limited, unless they get the amount instantly, they will not process the application. Again, the issue is that you will have to contact the KMD offices and try to regularize it. Then it's a general thing, but still it is worth mentioning. There is a turnover time fixed for all insurance policies that if you are applying for a cashless admission, as soon as you are made an inpatient, the bystander should be an active person, because about the sick person, I am not telling anything. He will not be able to follow up. The bystander should immediately contact the insurance help desk of the hospital and see to it that the cashless request is sent from the hospital, and ensure that the cashless request has been sent. Follow up just don't give the application and forget about it. You have to inquire, because within cashless request, the turnover time is 1 hour. Within 1 hour, the hospital will receive any queries evening, or they will receive the temporary token sanction from the insurance company. So this time gap and activity period, you should remember. Don't just fill up the cashless request and go forget about it. If you do such things, some hospitals, you will face problems, because at the time of discharge, they will say the original cash claim request has not been approved. They will wash their hands off. See, in many cases, queries will be there that has to be answered. If it is not opened, if the query is not opened, such issues can happen in small hospitals, because there the staff work from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. After that, they go home. 24 hours help desk assistance may not be there. There we see many lacunae, shortages. Please don't allow that to happen, and then go and call others and try to get it sanctioned. And for while being discharged, don't be in a hurry. The hospital has to prepare the bills from many departments, which is a major admission. And once the final bill is sent by the hospital, the turnover time given is 3 hours. You should get the bill sanctioned and the amount sanctioned within 3 hours. That is, you don't have to wait indefinitely. Earlier, there were many cases where bills are sent by about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and the patient has to remain till 8 p.m., sometimes even midnight, for waiting for the sanction order to come. There could be queries. There will be such issues will be there. Help desk, suppose there is nobody manning the help desk, the reply can be given only the next day after the doctor comes. In such cases, terrible delays will be there. And when such complaints come, I normally tell them, do not be in a hurry to go home. You settle, make the cashless settlement, and then only you go home. Even if you have to stay a day, a night at the hospital, get a separate bill for the expenses incurred after the turnover time, and the TPA is bound to reimburse the room rent and other charges created because they did not act in time. Several cases like that. See, suppose you don't have the amount, what can be done? What else can be done? You will have to wait till sanction. and sanction beyond the permitted turnover time, you are incurring expenses which you can claim from the TPA. So that is the reason why I said be aware of the turnover time. That will take the weight away from you, and you can have more peace of mind. Now today, being 31st of October 2025, today is the last date. I mean, today they finalize the State Bank of India General Insurance Policy, that is for cover from tomorrow onwards, 1st of November 2025. But still, 1 month, on approximately 1 month more is left. There is an extension period. Extended period is covers from 1st November up to 27th of November. That 27th date may be again extended up to 28th or 29th. That is left to the insurance company, to the data processing or broker, DASTUR company. Please recall but one important factor, that for any renewal of any policy, suppose you had insured last year, it is compulsory, obligatory, that the insurance company gives 30 days time for extended late applications. They cannot simply say you cannot apply, it is closed, issue is closed. They should consider where it is renewal. But in the case of SBI General Insurance Limited policy, facilitated by DASTUR company, even now, if you have not taken the policy, say, for example, on 5th of November 2025, coming 5 days, you can apply. But then there are two kinds of restrictions. Those who apply before 15th of November, they will be included in cover from 15th of November. Those who apply on, say, 25th of November, they will get cover only for 11 months, starting from December 2025. These dates keep changing, so be aware of the communications regarding insurance. It's a very important factor. There are so many, to the extent possible, all the agencies involved, they are trying their level best to resolve the issues. Okay. I have not, there are many issues that could be further discussed, but already the time is much more than taken, is much more than I expected. So I'll be concluding this presentation just now. Thank you for the patience. I have a YouTube channel, but it is not intended for monetization, nor do I expect any income from that. That's why I don't specifically request any person to subscribe or join. Such canvassing is not there. It is my particular channel covers only health insurance topics, various. It has been covering for the last more than 2-3 years. There specific policies are discussed, several issues are discussed separately, and again shortly State Bank of India General Insurance, no, it's another company, they are offering a OPD treatment policy, outpatient department and consumable coverage, where consumable coverage is there and outpatient department costs are met by the insurance company. About that maybe later when the policy is finally, because I'm not going into the details because the links are not provided and further details are awaited. So thank you for hearing me out once again. Kumar Menon, signing off. Bye.